This week on JTV, our recycled Christmas wreath from all of the things in our junk box. Well, I guess it's not very pretty, but we'll figure out something by the end of the show. Since this project is about recycling, we have a special dirty little secret that we're going to use. The leftover box. It's truly dirty, but maybe not such a secret. Oh no, not the box! Not the box! Oh, somebody call a doctor. No, you guys, it's okay. I promise. Just watch. We all have that box around our store where it's all the things that we've had that don't get used up in a project. And they all seem to get shoved into a box. But this Christmas wreath project is perfect for this material. The first thing we need is a Christmas wreath. So we're going to use a regular permanent botanical wreath. The first thing we want to do is shape it so that it looks more realistic. Each one of the individual pieces of this wreath have a wire inside. The permanent botanical material on the outside of each one of the wires makes it look very realistic. That material is going to be key in our attachments that we're going to make today. By reshaping all of the wreath, I'm able to breathe life back into this permanent botanical so that it looks fresh and real. The next thing will be attaching everything that we have in the box. All of the different things that we have great textures that go with them, and that's going to be an important part of this wreath. We're also going to use our hot glue pan to attach these products directly into the wreath. By applying a really good amount of glue to the back side of all of the products in that box, we take that and place it directly into the wreath. We want to make sure that that glue makes contact on the back side to the silk fibers on the tendrils of the wreaths themselves. That's our trick of the week, because those two materials bond together and almost form a concrete that keeps that glued tightly and securely into our wreath in all temperatures. Say we have a big flower like this. We trim off the stem and use our brush to paint a good quantity of glue on the back of the flower. Then we can place it directly into the wreath, making sure that it adheres the glue and the flower to the wreath itself. We might have a pair of mismatched apples. Applying the glue to the back side and placing it directly down into our wreath. We can group these items together. That makes a stronger focal emphasis in that area by having two apples grouped together. We can add another one on this side. Remember these Chinese lanterns that I used in the straw bale arrangement last fall? It'll be perfect in this wreath because Chinese lanterns are in now, so that's a trend-forward item to use in our wreath. In this case, we'll apply glue on the stem itself and insert that stem down inside our wreath. I'm going to take two ends of the evergreen and twist them over the top of that stem. I can weave this part through my wreath a little further and tie that into place too. I'll go back and shape my permanent botanical. But it's very convenient to know that these two tendrils, just twisted around something, will hold it into place. Let's see what else we've got in here. Old Christmas tree bulbs. Those will be perfect. We'll place those down deeper into the wreath. So that gives depth and dimension. It's all about the texture here. This is a great plastic silk item. Insert that in and tie 2 of the stems around it. It's always important to use a good quantity of glue. When that glue hits that silk botanical material, it bonds together with it. It actually melts it down just a little bit and allows it to adhere so well. Got a couple of old Christmas tree ornaments. Those can go directly into our wreath. Let's see. Oh, yeah, there's that dinosaur. That'll work too. A hydrangea blossom. Again, great texture. And you know, I'm going to split it into 2 pieces so I can put it on both sides of the wreath. The other portion of the stems with these leaves can go in as well. Nothing goes to waste in this project. Well, let's see what else is down inside here. Well, even an old action figure, Mrs. Krabappel from The Simpsons. We'll stick her right here. Every once in a while, too, we'll run across a bush like this that maybe the colors aren't quite right. We can just trim these pieces off and add the whole flower. When we have items that fill up a junk box like this, this is a great opportunity for us to cut them, shape them, turn them into something that's going to be valuable. Normally, this product just sits in the basement or sits in the storage bin and never gets used. This is allowing us to take stuff that can be very profitable to us and create something beautiful out of it. A project like this allows you to have complete creative freedom because what we're doing is experimenting with all different sorts of textures and recycling things that would otherwise be useless. Color doesn't really play a factor with any of this. It's more about combining the textures so that we get an interesting pattern going on in the wreath itself. The next thing we're going to do is paint our wreath. And I've selected the 24 karat pure gold from Design Master to cover everything. Take our Design Master, make sure that we shake it up really well. Point our nozzle towards the black dot and start to paint everything. You know, it's always great to do this in a well-ventilated area. So I'll be right back. All right, now it's all painted, completely coated with gold. It looks perfect now, and everything blends together. So now it's time for us to add a few shiny millimeter balls. We add these after we've painted it. Notice how they have a contrasting gold color. What this does is it gives us different textural enhancements of the gold coloration. So it adds contrast to our wreath itself. how that glass ornament looks so completely different than the gold apple next to it. We've added them all around very randomly so that it gives that same random appearance that we gave with all of the other products we glued into the wreath. Now it's time for us to add the ribbon. I've got several different widths, and that's also going to add interest to the wreath. Use a wide piece and a narrow. Here's one that has polka dots and one more that has stripes. You'll notice that this ribbon carries all the colors together, the colors of the pure gold paint and also the metallic colors in the ornament. That's going to help tie everything together. We use our Coe stick and place that directly into the wreath. We could tie it into place if we wanted to, but I think something like this might actually be inside rather than outside. If we were going outside, we could use pipe cleaners or chenille stems and tie these into place. But hopefully there won't be any gale force winds inside the house. So this will be great. Then, at the end of the year, they can pull that ribbon out, roll it up and pack it away, or it's easy to change the following year if you want to use a new color. The great thing about wired ribbon is it's so easy to shape. Now that looks great. I want to add just a little bit more glisten to the rest of this. So I just need a little bit of glitter on a few areas, perhaps the apples and on the ornaments, where it's kind of a dull finish. I'll use a little bit of glitter for glue and a little bit of our gold glitter. There, our recycled wreath, now gilded and just as good as gold.
Wow, he's not crazy. It's so pretty. Can you make 10 more of those?
Thanks, guys. You provide the junk boxes, and I'll make the wreaths. This week, we repurposed all of our recyclable materials. Using a little bit of ingenuity, we were able to turn trash into treasures. A special thanks to Design Master for their part in today's project. Until next week, keep having fun with flowers.